It is 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Canadian Time, January 10th, 2023 as we start. And anybody who's going to give this a chance after the live is over, tell you what, I'm going to play you the best part first in the first few minutes, okay? So however, I'm just starting this live and we got a few people in here live. So there's for the others that come on here after the live is over, I'm going to play you the best part first. So the title of this, my reaction, is Zachary Michael asserts Peetz will starve as an LGBT in Ontario, Canadia. There's a mouthful. And so his reaction from earlier today is entitled My Thoughts on Chantal's Instagram posts. It's 25 minutes long. I'm going to run the whole thing and react to the entire thing so you get the full context. Everything. I'm going to play the whole thing. However, for those of you who are coming by, after this thing has been archived, I'm going to play you the best part first, which is Zachary Michael is saying that, Peetz has to put up with Chantal's baloney because he has to worry about being able to eat a meal. And I'm in Ontario, Canadia, and so is Peetz, albeit we're in different cities. And he doesn't have to worry about starving. So this is Zachary Michael going pretty far afield to give Peetz a pass. And it's just because Peetz is now saying that he's gay. And I don't believe anything that Peetz has got to say. It's just disappointing how easily Zachary gives passes to these clowns, Chantal and Peetz. So enough of my yakking. Here's the best part. Do it. Roll. Come on.
And that's a very real situation for a lot of gay people outside of the context of Peetz and Chantal, right? So a lot of gay people, when they first come out, or if they even do come out, make a lot of decisions based on like the need for housing and things like that. There's so many people, at least from like my generation of gay people, who didn't come out until much later in life because they needed to make sure that they had a place to live, that they could, eat a meal and things like that. And that's also the reason why there is like a high percentage of LGBT people who are homeless or experience homelessness and things like that. So I think all of those factors are important, and I could understand why he might be making excuses for Chantal in this situation type of deal. Now, with that being said, he's also made excuses for Chantal when it's come to racism and all kinds of other nonsense on her channel, okay? So, I do think it's kind of like, Peetz, do something. This is your friend. This is you. You should do something. And certainly when it comes to the other things that don't impact Peetz's identity, I definitely think if he wants to come on here and be an ally and like he lectures all the time about being a good social justice warrior and things like that, that like you do need to stick up in those situations, especially when it doesn't impact you, right? Like that's when it's most important that you speak up to somebody if that's something that you have talked about at length when it comes to other people, but you just won't talk about your friend Chantal doing it. So I think all of that's complicated, and I do think some aspect of it is related to like needing to pay the rent. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with old Peetz and Chantal once Chantal makes it back to Canada at the end of January, which is when she's supposed to be coming back. Now, outside of all of that stuff, there's also been some stuff with BBJ that I don't know the extent of. I think in a live stream, Peetz suggested that BBJ was maybe shaking or something, so people are concerned about that. I really don't have all the full details. And Judy's irritated. I don't know if you were able to hear that, but she was just like grumbling so much under her breath. And then the other thing is a lot of people have been speculating about if Chantal's really on a like break because Peetz alluded to her taking a week-long break from the internet.
Okay, so I stopped it there, and I was holding myself back because this is the best part, and this is what inspired the title. And like as if Peetz has to worry if he can eat a meal. And anyway, that's the best part. and I held myself back from reacting to it as I was playing the best part. So I'm going to react to that and all the rest of the other 25 minutes that Zachary's got here. And so let's just play the music, and then I'll come back after the introduction, and I'll run the full 25 minutes. So play the music. Within a few seconds. Come on, let's roll. Play that. There we go. All right.
Chantal, she carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. Chantal, she carries the weight. Chantal, she carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. Chantal, 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 Chantal.
She rose out of bed with nothing better to do.
She's got nothing better to
Food
do.
parsley leaking while she drip dries over you. She makes a mess, orders Uber Eats when her Tinder date is through. And if you stand too close to her,
What?
you'll get the C. diff too.
Chantal, she carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. Chantal, she carries the weight. Chantal,
Hello, Chantal.
she
How's Canada,
carries
girl?
the weight of the world on her
Do you wanna meet up?
shoulders.
Life?
Chantal,
What is dream?
Chantal, Chantal.
I bring pizza and poutine.
Chantal,
See you soon, life girl.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey, 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 hey. Hello, foodie booties.
First thing, it's not filming. Get in the habit of calling it recording. I know it's a small detail. It's still.
Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are once again coming back to the conversation of Chantal Show, The Daily Chantal, Big Beautiful Me, Chantopolis, Foodie Booty, Flobby Bobby, Chantal
Is this supposed to be funny every time he does it? It's just irritating to me.
All Ruffet. Yes, we're talking about Chantal, Foodie Beauty, again, and I don't know, it might
Yeah, I like it when he, I'd like it. I'm being funny. It's so silly when he acts so beset by, the latest Chantal. It's like, here we are again. We're talking about it again. Ask for her to be kicked off the platform. That's what I'm going to keep asking you to do. Because I get like 1,500 views per, and you get around 60,000. So if you were to say it, we might have some success.
be time for me to pull the Meredith Marks I'm disengaging card again.
Thank you, I'm disengaging. I am not engaging. Are you serious?
Because I did do that once upon a time, specifically when she was just repeating.
You said you would never react to her again, and you went back on your word. That's kind of how it really went.
The same cycle over and over and over again with Nodder, and y'all know I don't really like to talk about SA things on this channel, and that was a big part of her storyline. And storyline, it's not a story, it's
yeah, it is a story. It's fake because I don't know how things are in the United States of America. Here in Canadia, you cannot. This is why I gotta keep. Let me check my sound level again. It keeps going down. What the heck? Okay, I'm just gonna turn it all the way up and hope it stays there. No, it goes down. It's going steadily down. What is this? Okay, I don't know what's going on. All right, so just turn up the volume. I can't keep adjusting the sound. It's just the sound levels are going down by themselves. Anyway, the reason why I keep bringing this up is because people keep saying the contrary, which isn't the truth. It's like, oh, it's such a storyline. It's not a story. It is a story. I don't know how it is in the United States of America. Here in Canada, you cannot bring multiple, deliberately so, criminal charges against somebody, then drop them and say, I was kidding, and nothing happens. Now, of course, the same has to be true in the United States. Here, we call it public mischief. It's a crime. She was never brought in front of a judge because there never were any charges to begin with. It's all a storyline, Zach. It's not real.
Just wild. It's just all wild, okay?
It's not all wild. It's all fake, okay? Sitting there feigning innocence and ignorance. It's just, it's so crazy. Yeah, it's horseshit. It's fake. It's a storyline. It's been going on for way too long for it to be real, all right?
A big part of her channel, and I couldn't avoid it, and I disengaged. And, now I'm at a point where she is really just leaning into this appropriated Muslim culture situation.
Muslim culture situation. It's the religion. She's pretending to be Muslim. She's pretending to follow She's pretending to follow Islam. She's pretending to follow the Prophet Muhammad. What do you mean this cultural thing? She's pretending to be Muslim.
Muslim religion situation. And I just have a lot of thoughts, especially because all of this has led to her using, the religion of Islam and things like that to justify her bigoted behavior. So if you don't follow her on Instagram and or you only really keep up with her through me, you might have missed that on Instagram this past weekend, she decided to make her views and ideas and thoughts about the LGBTQIA community very clear and very official in ways that she hasn't done in the past. So my last video covered her supporting, defending, making excuses for Salah using bigoted language. And she followed that up with this Instagram post that I'm going to share with you here in just a second.
Yeah, what Salah was doing is most likely just drawing attention, okay? That's all it is. To keep the channels hot and they make money. He might be gay, he might not, he might be straight. We don't know, all right?
And I just want you to, keep in mind that Chantal is a human individual who can make her own choices.
She's a monster and a creature.
Has done her own decision making when it comes to moving to Kuwait, a place where the Muslim religion is predominant. She's also made her decisions to be in this relationship with Salah. And she, in general, I believe, can make all of her own decisions on her own because she's a full-grown adult and got to this place on her own, okay? I don't know. I also feel like the potential for this video to be a little bit all over the fucking place is also a possibility, so please just bear with me.
It's not a possibility. It actually happened. It is all over the place.
So let me start, I guess, just by reading out the post she made on Instagram. And by the way, as of today, the day that I finally decided to make a video about this, she has taken it off her Instagram, okay? It's now deleted from Instagram. But here's what the post originally said. Ignore the pictures. I'm less concerned about what picture she chose to share and more concerned about what she chose to caption it, because these are allegedly her own words, okay? How she feels, not just an image she's sharing. So in quotations, it says, "Feudy beauty, do you still support LGBT question mark?" And she said, "It's complicated. The short answer is no, but I strongly disagree with hating people based on their orientation. I support individuals as people who are kind regardless of their sexual preference, but as a new Muslim, I cannot make something halal that is forbidden."
She's not really a Muslim, for starters. She's the same profane, vile, disgusting creature that she was before. And her attraction to this is her attraction. Her involvement with pretending to be a Muslim is made up of two things. Number one, Salah, if that's even his real name, which it probably is not, is wrapped up with Nader in some way. That's why she had to go halfway across the world to find somebody to work with. Whatever this guy, his angle, whatever he's trying to get, some dirtbag friend of Natter's trying to get into Canadia. I don't know. And the other part was she's just wearing the hijab because it covers her blubber. It's just that simple. There's nothing more to it. Don't read anything else into it. She hasn't changed in any way. Her community tab posts were about, slime coming out of a green peen and discharges coming out of women. She's as dirty and as vile as she ever has been. There's no changes. There's no spiritual journey happening. I just wish that Zachary would reject it wholesale when Chantal says that she's a Muslim. Why does he stop and say she's no Muslim?
There is nothing wrong with not believing in same-sex relationships. This coming from a Muslim convert, formerly agnostic and almost atheist.
She was always atheist. Her lifestyle choices had nothing of spirituality to do with them at all.
Therefore, I have done and still do my fair share of sinning. Oh, she definitely does, including having had same-sex relations out of curiosity in my past. Now, however, as I attempt to grow as a person and learn Islam further, I love the idea that we can disagree with others' beliefs and not condemn them for having them. That is between them and their relationship with God. We live to serve Him and not ourselves. We must obey as this is what is good for us. God made us who we are, and each one of us is special. Therefore, to alter our natural state of being is haram, and I fully understand this. But as good Muslims, we must also practice kindness to all, no matter their orientation. It's funny because you didn't hold Salah to that standard just a few days before you posted this, but that's none of my business, I guess.
Why indulge in nitpicking? Just write Chantal off as garbage and say, YouTube, please get rid of this fucking monster. How about that?
This concept of kindness is something I struggle with as I have anger issues. You sure the fuck do. But it is something I know I'll get right someday. I will never give up, and the closer I allow myself Allah to enter my heart, the more I want to do right. I was lost for all of my life. I'm still finding myself. It's a journey. It's a gift from God. You're almost 40 years old. Get your life the fuck together. So this is irritating to me for a number of reasons. One, because literally, like I said, just right before she posted this, she was talking so much about how she has such a big gay audience and how much she loves gay people and trans people and that she doesn't support people saying rude things, and then said, but that's just how things are here in Kuwait. That's just how Salah insults people. It's normal here, okay? No, I don't care how normal it is or isn't. You're choosing to get yourself involved in this as somebody who allegedly in the past loved LGBTQIA people.
You guys know I have a big gay audience. Big gay audience. And I do love gay people, okay? Like, that's not gonna change.
But also I hate it because it paints this picture that all Muslim people have this anti-LGBT sentiment. Surely, yes, there are...
They don't necessarily have an anti-LGBT sentiment. It's just, for the most part, it's part of the religion. That's it.
Probably Muslim people. I know there are Muslim people who don't like the LGBT community, but in my experience of personally knowing people who practice Islam, I can tell you that not only are there plenty of straight people who love and support people in the LGBT community.
That's true. Carry on.
There are also queer people who are also Muslim. The fact that...
Yeah, put some on camera. I'm not trying to get folks who are struggling with their faith and their sexuality at the same time. I'm not trying to get them angry. It's just you're dreaming if you think that there's a significant portion of Muslims who are happily, gay within that faith. That you put one on camera, have somebody go on camera on record. You got like 60,000 views per. Take care of the expenses. Find somebody. Give them $500. Tell them come over to your apartment. Put them on camera.
Is that they can exist like that, okay? You don't have to choose to practice your religion that way. There's nothing that says you have to do that to be a good Muslim. There are plenty of Muslim people.
You know how silly this all is? For myself and for Zachary, before Chantal put that hijab on and started using it for live action role playing, when did Zachary ever talk about Islam? Never. How about me over here? Never. So neither one of us know what we're talking about. And Chantal knows even less because to her, it's just cosplaying. and it's blasphemy. So I just take a look at it that she's exploiting someone else's faith, and we shouldn't take her seriously for 5 minutes. It's like it's just blasphemy for someone else from somebody else's faith, and she should be kicked off the platform. Like, enough already. How much more vile can she be? I just wish Zachary would say she really needs to be out of here yesterday. We don't need this. It's just setting people against one another, starting up fights for no reason. And why? Just because she wants not the attention, she wants the income that comes from the attention itself.
Who don't practice their religion that way. And you know, it's frustrating because every time this topic has come up since Foodie Booty moved to Kuwait, I've seen, even in my own comments, people say all kinds of awful things about Muslim people, when the reality is that everything that those people could say about the Muslim people could be replaced with Christian people.
Everything? No, not everything. Not everything. Those were your words. Everything that you can bring to bear as criticism against Islam, you could also say about Christianity? No. Or else list everything, define everything. You're just too fast and loose with the choice of words.
And I could point to examples from my personal life where Christianity was used against me as a gay person. But in the same instance, I can also talk about all the ways that Christian people have shown me love, solidarity, support, without choosing to practice their religion in a way that was anti-LGBTQIA. So what I'm saying is that we shouldn't really attribute all of these things and characteristics to a religion, because there are good and bad people of all faiths and religions.
You're a born philosopher. Thanks. How about we just stick to Chantal is exploiting someone else's faith for a sensational appearance, clicks, and money, and she's profane, vile, and blasphemous, and she should be removed from the platform. How about enough is enough? How about that?
And Chantal really is just looking for a way to write off the bigotry that's always existed by cosplaying as a Muslim person. And yes, I do believe that she's cosplaying right now. Like, if she really wants to come out here and act like she is actively trying to be a better person by converting to Islam, then I would like to see that actually reflected in her actions and behaviors. Because even outside of this little...
If she were to actually become Muslim, or to just stay in Canadia and go to a Christian church, either or, she would have to give up on being a vile, dirty pig on her channel, and she won't stop doing so.
Issue of bigotry when it comes to the queer community. She has done all kinds of things that I don't think would be looked upon as great by the Muslim religion.
You don't think would be looked upon as great by the Muslim religion? How about we be a little bit more explicit? She's fucking evil, a blasphemous, vile excuse for a human. Get her off the platform. How about that?
Including just like hours of raging and ranting and saying rude things about people at all hours of the day. So miss me with this concept that she's supposed to be a good person or things like that. Like, she's literally using this newfound religion of hers as a deflection for her bad behavior. But further, I also want to reiterate that religion, especially in Chantal's case, where she is choosing to convert to Islam, is a choice. Whereas LGBTQIA people wake up every day not being able to choose their gender or sexual identity, okay?
Okay, genuinely, yes. For the most part, most of them, yes. However, we're about to speak about Peetz, and Peetz is claiming that same respect. Yet when it comes to Peetz, yeah, there are frauds within any group, and Peetz is very much likely one of them. If he really is struggling with gender issues or not, I don't know. It's just all the rest of the things about him make him beneath contempt. The reason why I don't pay attention to him, because he doesn't have aggressive con artist plans to lie to people as vigorously as Chantal does. Yet he's the poor example that you're speaking to, that he could be just trying this on. That it's people such as Peetz that give the rest of yous a challenge with being accepted, because I don't believe that Peetz is really sharing something that he can't change, that he's naturally born this way. I think he's just clowning around, and people just clown around too sometimes, Peetz or not.
Like, let's be very clear about that. Chantal is choosing to convert to a religion that conflicts with her beliefs of loving gay people. And that's her words, not mine, because obviously I believe that you can choose to practice Islam without having that belief system. But what I'm saying...
Well, you're not practicing Islam yourself. And I doubt that you'll find anybody to go on camera and corroborate what you're speaking to there.
Is Chantal is choosing to enter a belief system where she doesn't support LGBTQIA people. And that's because at the end of the day, as I've documented several times on this channel, Chantal is a bigot. She always has been, and she always will be.
Because she always will be. Don't you ever cross a line and say Chantal needs to be off this platform. She makes the whole place look bad. It's immoral to profit from telling lies. It's immoral to profit from being a bigot. She needs to be off the platform. How about that? I just have a hard time accepting that you have genuine moral outrage directed towards that creature if you're not going to call for that thing to be ejected from this place, as I do. YouTube, please get rid of Chantal as I turn up my sound levels again. Having a bad night with the sound levels. Can people tell me if the sound is jumping up and down? I just turned it up again. Anyway, just to reiterate, as I struggle with my equipment here, as she's not going to change and going to stay a bigot, how about you call for Chantal to be removed from the platform? How about that?
She has shown no remorse in trying to change, and in fact, she is doubling down on that sentiment here in this very moment in time. So that's my general thoughts about that. It makes me struggle to want to cover her anymore. I really, after my last video about her, people are like, Zach, it really would be fine if you don't cover it. And, I'm conflicted about a lot of these things, right? Like, I think so many of the things that are happening are important conversations to have. I think it's important to talk about how religions of all faith can use their faith to justify anti-LGBT sentiment, but also how people of all faiths can be supportive of the community. And
how about instead of having discussions, make a decision and come to the conclusion that Chantal should be off the platform. And CCP asking me, am I fully plugged in? Yeah, everything's plugged in. And I go to my system settings and it's turning itself down by itself. And then I turn it back up. However, when I'm talking into this, you see the little avatar on the left? See how it's moving? So at least it's getting something. So as long as I'm not totally silent, then, we're making this happen.
Also have queer people within those faiths. And so I think those are all important conversations and things I really care about as somebody.
Yeah, ongoing conversations that of a profitable nature. How about Chantal is evil? She's crossed too many lines. And say that she needs to be out of here. How about that?
Who has always tried to advocate specifically for my community, the queer community, but also other communities and intersections of that community, right?
What the heck are you talking about, man? Just Chantal is evil. Get off the platform, Chantal. How about that?
Right, so I think it's important to talk about, but it's certainly not wise.
It's also important to come to a dang conclusion and take action. How about that? If Chantal will never change, then say she needs to be off the platform.
I started a YouTube channel, right? Like, I didn't start a YouTube channel to come on here and unpack and analyze all of Foodie Booty's missteps when it comes to bigotry. And it's also like, I follow this person, Bae's Pinky Toe, on Twitter. If you're on the Twitter, in the Twitter community that follows Amberlynn or Chantal, you've probably seen her tweeting at different points. And she did tweet something that really, did stop me for a second. And I'm not really sure what my next step is after this, but it made me think a little bit about the way I choose to interact with Chantal's content, but also how
about you strongly denounce it, condemn it, and call for it to be removed from the platform. Certainly you can understand the immorality of making money, and a handsome amount of money, by being a bigot. Then call for it to be removed.
Everybody who follows Chantal chooses to interact with it. So let me just share her tweet, and then, I don't know, I'll give you some more thoughts. Coming forward as anti-gay is not going to end Chantal's YouTube career. Y'all forget no one but Missy Moo watches Chantal because they like her and think she's decent. We literally watch her because she's always doing and saying stupid, terrible shit like this. And I said, you know what, honestly, at this point, it really does feel like we're just waiting for the next piece of bigotry that's going to come out of her mouth. And it's like, why am I doing this? Why are we participating in this?
Why are you laughing about it? She's evil. Denounce her. And Sarah Lee, it's like, well, YouTube won't get rid of her. So Sarah Lee says, I mean, YouTube isn't watching his videos, so asking them to remove her from the platform here isn't the way to go about it, in my opinion. I don't know what else anybody can do. Like I never tell anybody to report her, yet people do report her. Nothing happens. She breaks the terms of service. Nothing happens. So if larger YouTubers who react to Chantal, such as Zachary, would use the much more here I am with the sound levels, would use the voice of the larger channels to say, get rid of Chantal, get her off the platform, well, it might stand a chance, you know.
Why are we flocking to this? Why am I flocking to this? Like, yes, it's important to have these conversations.
Now, it's important to come to a conclusion after a conversation. You're flocking to this because it's profitable. And I flock to it because I get my peanuts for doing so as well. Yet, I've crossed the line with the Chantal material, and I just ask YouTube all the time to please get her off the platform. And you, as an American, should be especially disgusted by Chantal making fun of 9/11 multiple times. I mean, doesn't that stir your anger?
And I think other people can take something away from this, even if Chantal doesn't, right? Like, I think, you know, hopefully people can shift their views of, like, how people practice religion across the board, across all religions and things like that. But, like, is it really worth it? Is it worth it? I don't know. And, you know, I have taken long breaks from Chantal multiple times in my youth.
Not long enough. You said you would never react to her again. That was, I don't know, more than a year ago. You broke your word.
YouTube career. There had been times where I covered her a lot, times where I've covered her not at all, and sometimes a mix in between, which is kind of where I feel like I'm at right now, right? Like, I don't cover her ever waking move. But, you know, it's really like, what would Chantal do, like, if people stopped hate watching her? Like, what would she do? Because you can just go look at her couples channel with Sala. It does not pull the same kind of views that the videos where she's raging and things like that pull for her. It's just, they're just night and day, not the same.
It's not just raging. It's pretending to be a rape victim and pretending to be a domestic assault victim, too. And pretending to be Muslim. And making fun of 9/11 and making fun of kids getting shot in the United States of America. How about that? Doesn't that stir your anger? Doesn't that make you want to say, get her off the platform? I mean, how more profane can she be other than making fun of 9/11 and pretending to be Muslim?
And it's because of that I'm like, am I encouraging this behavior by continuing content about it? I don't know. You know, that's a topic I feel like that comes up a lot for my channel in regards to Chantal, in regards to anybody that I cover. And I would like to think I'm not supporting it, but I also am just like, you know, if I could. But
there's no harm in making fun of an evil clown. Yet you shouldn't indulge the evil clown having a handsome income on the same place where you are. This is your stage and my stage. It shouldn't be Chantal's stage. She should be removed from it, and she should be babbling to herself in a gutter. We can still react to her here while taking out the trash and leaving it in the gutter where it belongs.
Both not support her and not make myself go over her bigotry every 2 to 3 weeks, like that could be cute. You know, if she could just keep it to the dumb, silly songs that are stupid but are, like, funny to laugh at, you know, that would be one thing. But she can't go a week.
Can you not see the pattern with this horrible monster? You can't see it? She like, the most recent thing she did that was outrageous was to be racist towards black people. And I haven't heard you raise that just yet. I mean, well, you call her a bigot in regards to LGBT. I haven't heard you. Have I missed something? Have you said the word black even once for this reaction? I don't know. This is not my full-time job. This is not my chief source of income. I don't think I've heard him say black for this whole thing. Has anybody else been here for the whole thing, the whole 25 minutes? It's not over yet. He's chiefly concerned with LGBT issues. So the most recent thing that Chantal has done is to raise in her fake storyline something scandalous, which was she showed disdain towards black people. That gets people talking, and then that pushes the storyline further. Like, for that alone, she should be off the platform.
Without saying something dumb as hell, or raging at somebody, or using the R slur, or being homophobic. And it's just,
Now, he's not saying anything about, what she's got to say about blacks.
So I don't know. I'm putting a pin in that. I'm not saying I won't ever cover her again, but I'm tired.
Yeah, you're not so tired as you won't keep returning to it. Like, if you're not gonna call for her to be removed for the platform, and you want to pretend like you've had enough, I mean, you'll be reacting to her steadily. Who are we kidding?
And I'm tired of having to talk about this when it's clear she's not going to change. Nothing's going to change about that. And I don't know. And I think everybody also has a different threshold for that and feelings about that. And I think that that's fine.
Well, yeah, that's the most recent thing she did, which was, mix up LGBT issues with her religion, which is not friendly, which her pretend religion that she's pretending to be part of, which isn't friendly for the most part towards LGBT. Yet that was a bit of a murky issue. Like, for my money, the most recent outrageous thing she did was telling a story about black men and showing disdain for them and saying they were dogs and all the rest of that jazz. And she still gets to stay here on the platform. I reacted to that immediately. I got the right clips and I played them. I said, hey, it's Foodie Beauty, the racist YouTube channel. I had to wait like 5 days for them to approve that for monetization.
Like, if this isn't the line that's crossed for you, then I guess keep going, I'm not trying to tell anybody else what to do. I guess all I'm saying is, like, this is how I'm feeling in this moment about this situation type of deal. You know what I'm saying? I also had a few people ask me if Peetz had a response to this, and honestly, wasn't sure. I wasn't sure because I don't really keep up with Peetz like that. I find Peetz to be, I don't know, I wanted to say annoying, but I don't even know if that's the word. I get frustrated that Peetz often excuses away the things that Chantal does. He has a history of co-signing or like apologizing on her behalf when she's been racist and
yeah, she's no damn Peetz is no damn good. I gave up on him and wondering about, is Peetz on the spectrum? Yes or no? When he pretended to be severely depressed and he was sort of alluding he was going to do some self-harm, he got a lot of views, made some money. And then the next day or the day after, I reacted to it. It was either the next day or the day after. He came up with a video he was squawking at Nada saying, "What's the matter? You mad, bro? You mad, bro? Hey, bro, you angry, bro?" People who are severely depressed don't act that way. And then I just wrote him off. It's like he's just another stooge in that fucking stable of grifters.
Things like that in the past, or making excuses for her. I think this situation is maybe a little bit different in the context that, like, Peetz is somebody who is a part of the queer community, and
why do you accept him immediately just because he said so? Like if anything, like, some people are confused, and sometimes some people put it on, and some people within your community are not what they say they are. And Peetz is a prime example. This is what my reaction is about. Like, the title says, Zachary Michael asserts that Peetz will starve as an LGBT in Ontario, Canadia. This is what it was all about. I should remember to put a timestamp on this because this is what it's really all about. It's just that I want to give Zachary the full context of showing everything that he said in his most recent piece, for lack of it. I'm tired of using the word reaction. It's like he reacts to this, I react to that. Everybody's reacting to everything. This is his latest one. And he accepts Peetz immediately with no questions and gives him credibility and then moves forward with it. And I think it's a wrong move to make. Peetz is a dirtbag and a liar. Why do you give him immediate acceptance just because he says he's gay?
I think, like, Peetz's feelings about that are valid, I guess. Yeah, I think it's also important to remember the context of all of the times that Peetz has, like, made excuses for Chantal. I really do think that's important. But I also want to provide context for, like, how a queer person might feel in this situation when their, like, friend is doing all of this nonsense, okay?
A friend is doing all this nonsense. They're a couple of dirtbags. He pretended to be severely depressed, and the very next day, after he was, alluding he's going to hurt himself, he was like mixing it up with Natter because that's all a fake storyline. There's no way a guy who collects Little Pony, whether he's straight or gay, is going to, try to mix things up with Natter if we're supposed to believe the guy is a bloodthirsty, dangerous guy. It's all bullshit. The whole story, it's all horseshit. They're all just a bunch of cosplayers and losers. So I don't know why Zachary gives Peetz immediate credibility just because Peetz asserts that he's gay now.
So what I will say is he did have some stuff to say about it. You can find that information or like a condensed version of that on Just Saying's YouTube channel. I'll even leave a link in the description box down below if you want to go check it out. Depending on how I feel, I might include like a few clips from her video here on my channel in this video, just so you have a little bit of context about what I'm talking about.
If you are hoping for me to say something that you can use to attack Chantal over, don't. If you're trying to, if you try to attack Chantal on my behalf, then it is not on my behalf. Also,
okay, I don't watch Peetz's channel because he's beneath contempt. He hates the United States of America. He's boring, and he doesn't come up with these elaborate schemes to screw people out of their money. He's just along for the ride with Chantal. Now, did he say he's gay, or did he say he's trans, or what? Anybody in the comments? Okay, I'll wait for the comments. Let me pull back. I'm pretty sure that Zach says that Peetz is now asserting that he's gay.
Does. He has a history of co-signing or like apologizing on her behalf when she's been racist and things like that in the past, or making excuses for her. I think this situation is maybe a little bit different in the context that like Peetz is somebody who is a part of the queer community.
Okay, so Zachary just said that Peetz is a part of the queer community. So he's gay? Anybody? I'm going to move forward. The Peetz said that he's gay now. Because it's not me looking like an idiot. It's Zach. I mean, Zach is saying that Peetz is part of the queer community. It's like Peetz just saying he might be. Here, I'll give you Zachary again.
Like, this is how I'm feeling in this moment.
The only reason why there's a hole in this is because I don't watch the Peetz channel ever. I was just going by what Zachary had to say
about this situation type of deal. You know what I'm saying? I also had a few people ask me if Peetz had a response to this, and honestly, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure because I don't really keep up with Peetz like that. I find Peetz to be, I don't know, I wanted to say annoying, but I don't even know if that's the word.
Well, at least my title is still right. Zachary is still going to go on to suggest that Peetz has to worry about having a meal because he's now part of the LGBT community. And that's what my reaction is all about. Peetz is in Ontario, Canadia. And there's no way he's going to be starving for food if he identifies as part of LGBT.
Frustrated that Peetz often excuses away the things that Chantal does. He has a history of
My feeling is that Peetz is just talking absolute horse shit to keep himself in the storyline on Chantal's orders. I don't take any of this bullshit from these grifters seriously, meaning Peetz and Chantal, Nader, Didi, Salah, the other guy with an A name for a name. They're all grifting, cosplaying assholes. That's my opinion all the way through. So I'm just trying to go by what he's saying here. And if anybody else has actually watched Peetz say any of this stuff. It's just Zachary's the one that's saying that Peetz is now part of the queer community, not me. So I'm moving forward on what Zach had to say.
Signing or like apologizing on her behalf when she's been racist and things like that in the past, or making excuses for her. I think this situation is maybe a little bit different in the context that like Peetz is somebody who is a part of the queer community.
All right, there we go. He said it.
And I think like Peetz's feelings about that are valid, I guess. Yeah. I think it's also important to remember the context of all of the times that Peetz has like made excuses for Chantal. I really do think that's important. But I also want to provide context for like how a queer person might feel in this situation when their like friend is doing all of this nonsense, okay? So what I will say is he did have some stuff to say about it. You can find that information or like a condensed version of that on Just Saying's YouTube channel. I'll even leave a link in the description box down below if you want to go check it out. Depending on how I feel, I might include like a few clips from her video here on my channel in this video, just so you have a little bit of context about what I'm talking about.
If you are hoping for me to say something that you can use to attack Chantal over, don't.
Well, that's all that he has to talk about, because Chantal just asserted through her religion that she's done with LGBT, and then she's going to turn it around because she put another post on her Instagram, which is very murky and just says we're all human. I mean, like, either you're part of that faith or you're not, and she isn't. It's all baloney. She hasn't studied any of it. It's all ridiculous that we're taking any of this shit seriously. So the reason for my reaction is that Zachary is going to say that, you know, an LGBT person such as Peetz is going to have to worry about putting food on the table. And that's why I'm reacting to it, because I'm in the same province as Peetz, and I can tell you he's not going to have to worry about starving to death. That's why I think what Zachary had to say was ridiculous. That's what the thumbnail means. I put Zachary in front of the Canadian flag, and I put two different types of Kraft macaroni and cheese product in his hands. The Canadianized version, Kraft Dinner, and the original Kraft mac and cheese in his other hand. And both of those things are inexpensive food items. That's the meaning behind my thumbnail. So that's what Zachary is asserting, that, you know, Peetz is going to have to worry about putting food on the table if he continues to identify as being part of LGBT. I have not actually watched Peetz's damn channel itself. I'm only going by what Zachary said.
If you're trying to, like, if you try to attack Chantal on my behalf, then it is not on my behalf. Also, if you're expecting me to, like, just throw her under the bus, completely disown her, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be angry because he's gay, and Chantal says being LGBT is wrong. So this is where the conflict is supposed to be. And people are saying, you know, let's go after Chantal on his behalf insofar as arguments are concerned. And Peetz is showing up and saying, don't bother. You know, these are all just a bunch of losers pretending to fight, okay? You know, he lives with her. She's coming back to Canadia. Maybe just do some paperwork, then to go back over there. It doesn't matter. They're all friends. Nobody's really fighting.
I disagree with her. Needless to say, I very much disagree with her.
Okay, so he very much disagrees with her because he is part of LGBT then. Or else what are we talking about? I'm only going on what Zachary is saying.
I disagree that being gay is sinful. I don't even agree that Islam requires viewing homosexuality as sinful.
We're supposed to expect an idiot who lives in comic books to have studied religion and can even come up with a learned opinion. I mean, all of these losers are so ridiculous. Like, who does Chantal work with? Peetz is a loser. Natter's a loser. Salah's a loser. Dee Dee's a loser. They're all fucking losers. You can tell by looking at them for fucking 2 minutes that they're all losers.
I'm hoping when Chantal comes back, if she decides to keep up her faith, hey, wee baby, I'm kind of hoping that she finds a progressive mosque to join, a more progressive
mosque to join. Listen to all these people who are stupid, who shouldn't be speaking at length about things they don't know anything about.
Interpretation of Islam. On to the meat of what she said. Honestly, I don't even know why she said that stuff. It's
like, doesn't it feel like he's acting? Anybody? Huh? I got 36 people here because unfortunately Chantal's fucking live on Twitch right now, which is why we don't have too many here. Fuck. So doesn't he feel like? Doesn't it feel like this guy is fucking acting to you? It does to me.
I feel like that was what we call an unforced error on her part.
Like, what's he even doing in front of a fucking camera talking about this stuff? He's keeping the channels hot and making money for all of them. He doesn't have to go in front of a camera and talk about these things. It's all performance.
But she said it, and now I have to fucking deal with it.
So
that totally feels like acting. She said it, now I gotta fucking deal with it. It's not real. It's all acting.
the reason I'm going to like slightly defend Peetz just a little bit.
Yeah, see, this is what my reaction is about. Zachary saying he's defending Peetz.
Okay, I'm certainly not a Peetz apologist. I do not care for all of the things that Peetz has ever done in relation to Chantal, okay? Let me just be clear there. But the one thing I will say is that when you are a queer person, it is difficult when people who are close to you, who you've depended on, who you care about.
He just said when you're a queer person, he's talking about Peetz. I'm only going on what Zachary is saying. Because even though I disagree with his insistence not to call for Chantal to be removed from the platform, for the most part, when it comes to all these jokers, he at least has the story straight, even if I disagree with his opinions on the story. So if Zachary is saying that Peetz is gay, then Peetz must have said that he's gay somewhere along the line here.
Who are friends, family, whatever it might be to you, come out with anti-LGBT sentiment, right? Because I think we know that Peetz doesn't have a whole lot of people in his social sphere, okay? And so I think when things like that happen, it's easy to try to make excuses for them because you still want them in your life. You know, I could think about people in my life when I first came out years and years and years ago who had shitty things.
Well, I don't know. Like, he keeps talking about coming out and gay, and if queer doesn't only mean gay, then I don't know what. Like, what does it mean? Whatever it is, he's raising that Peetz is going to struggle being part of LGBT, which is an all-encompassing, name, and he's going to claim that Peetz is going to have to worry about food. That's what my whole reaction is about. He's positing that Peetz is going to have to worry about food by being LGBT.
Things to say about the LGBT community, and I was like, I need these people in my life. Like, I don't have friends outside of these people. These people are my family. I need these people. And so I made excuses. I talked about it just being a difference of beliefs, things like that. And the reality is that, like, I'm now in a very different place in my life where I don't need those people. And so it is very easy for me to cut them off. I also think it's fair to critique that, Peetz is reliant on somebody to help pay the bills, to help pay the rent. And that's a very real situation for a lot of gay people.
It's a very real situation for a lot of straight people. It's a real situation for everybody, regardless of gender issues or preferences. Fuck. I was like, it's a very real thing. Yeah, for everybody. What the fuck, man?
Outside of the context of Peetz and Chantal, right? So a lot of gay people, when they first come out, or if they even do come out, make a lot of decisions based on like the need for housing and things like that. There's so many people.
Yeah, Peetz is almost 40. He's Chantal's age. He's got a YouTube channel that at least makes some money. Like, he's got to worry about housing. Like, the economies are still struggling with inflation all over the world. And then there's all kinds of other politics with, military things that I don't want to talk about on a channel like this. And we're supposed to worry about the housing concerns of Peetz because he's LGBT or queer or just likes to dress up in Sailor Moon.
At least from like my generation of gay people who didn't come out until much later in life because they needed to make sure that they had a place to live, that they could, eat a meal and things like that. And that
right there. That's it. That he's got to worry about whether or not he can eat a meal. I'm going to crank that back a little. That's what the whole reaction is about.
Until much later in life because they needed to make sure that they had a place to live, that they could, eat a meal.
All right, so this is my reaction to Zachary Michael. I don't know if you're familiar with Ontario, Canadia. We had a premier of the whole dang province, a lesbian, Kathleen Wynne. And we also here, there's what is it called? Ontario Works, which is, it's just a fancy name for welfare. He can't be denied welfare. And just food banks and everything else. He doesn't have to worry. Peetz is not going to starve. This is horse shit. It's like he has to worry about can he eat a meal. Get out of here. You're fucking wrong. Like, I don't pretend to know a lot about your city and your state and the country insofar as welfare and all those things are concerned. Yet here in Ontario, Canadia, Peetz doesn't have to worry about being able to eat a meal. This is horse shit.
And things like that. And that's also the reason why there is like a high percentage of LGBT people who are homeless or experience homelessness and things.
A high percentage of people who are homelessness have affective disorders. They have schizophrenia. They have depression. They've been abused as kids. They have drug problems. Well, like, everything about his channel is like it's all gay. I got nothing against gay people. My about half of my favorite rock and roll performers are gay. I don't mind. Peetz is not going to have to starve to death in the street for being LGBT. This is what he's putting forth, that, Peetz has got to worry about being able to eat a meal and, being homeless. Like, get out of here. It's the year 2023. There's welfare all over the place, the province of Ontario, Canadia. Like, we don't have to worry about Peetz, Zachary.
Things like that. So I think all of those factors are important, and I could understand why he might be making excuses for Chantal in this situation type of deal. Now, with that being said, he's also made excuses for Chantal when it's come to racism and all kinds of other nonsense.
Peetz is not worth examining. That's why I never watch his channel. Like there's one thing I'll admit to. It's like, if I don't know about something, I'll say so. I don't watch his fucking channel because he's beneath contempt. I used to watch his channel sometimes until he pretended like he was going to hurt himself. And he was in the middle of a deep depression. And then the next day, he was pretending to get Natter's goat. They're all just cosplaying. And you're taking him seriously now just because he identifies as LGBT. And now we have to worry if Peetz is going to starve to death in the street with no roof over his head.
On her channel, okay? So, I do think it's kind of like, Peetz, do something. This is your friend. This is you. You should do something. And certainly when it comes to the other things that don't impact Peetz's identity, I definitely think if he wants to come on here and be an ally and he lectures all the time about being a good social justice warrior and things like that, you
have to take it back because there's an edit, and I didn't put that edit in there. When he says he lectures all the time about being, and then there's an edit. Because you know why there's an edit in there? Because Zachary couldn't think of anything good to say about Peetz, so he had to stop to think a moment to say something good about him. Watch.
Peetz, do something. This is your friend. This is you. You should do something. And certainly when it comes to the other things that don't impact Peetz's identity, I definitely think if he wants to come on here and be an ally and he lectures all the time about being a good social justice warrior. And
you see where there's an edit? He couldn't think of anything good to say about Peetz. He lectures all the time about Peetz lectures all the time about him hating capitalism and the United States of America. Does that mean anything to you, Zachary, as an American? So you had to sit there and wait for a minute before you had to say he lectured all the time about being a good social justice warrior. Peetz is an asshole, a liar, and a dirtbag. As if we have to worry about him being able to eat, and like there's no place for him to fucking live. If he goes into an Ontario works office and says he identifies as trans and confused, he'll be getting treated better than people who are straight.
Things like that like you do need to stick up in those situations, especially when it doesn't impact you.
Yeah, thank you, Valium. I mentioned everybody I could think of. There's more ex-military people living on the streets than the alphabet people. Wake up, Zachary. Thank you, Valium. I miss that because Canada really isn't like a huge player on the world's military stage. Yet the United States has a lot of people who have, a lot of issues after having, served their country and seen dangerous places all over the world. There's more ex-military living on the streets than the alphabet people. Wake up, Zachary. Thank you, Valium FM. Let me make sure my sound is turned all the way up on this. This is the worst the sound has ever been. I don't know why. Every once in a while, the sound just drops by itself. There's more ex-military living on the streets than the alphabet people. Wake up, Zachary. And that's not to be mean against people who come out to their parents, to their family, and suffer criticism and end up on the street. It's just Peetz doesn't have to worry, okay? Pete, that's for the most part, that's like for teenagers. He's got like his little piece of the YouTube action. He's making some money. I'm just disappointed by how quickly Zachary Michael runs to Peetz's defense, just because Peetz is now identifying as LGBT. And so this was my angle to work, which is, thank you, Peetz is worthless. This is my angle to work for the reaction, which is, I'm in Ontario, Canadia, Zach. Believe me, Peetz doesn't have to worry about food or shelter. All right? You're 100% wrong.
Right? Like, that's when it's most important that you speak up to somebody if that's something that you have talked about at length when it comes to other people, but you just won't talk about your friend Chantal doing it. So I think all of that's complicated, and
the only person we're talking about is Peetz. He's talking about Peetz. That's it. I know there's like a whole bunch of reasons, complicated reasons why people end up in the street. And I mentioned them, like the affective disorders, child abuse, drug abuse. And I've forgotten momentarily until, Valium FM mentioned, of course, people who have had, military service and have issues after having served their country. He's only talking about Peetz here. Peetz is a piece of shit. And as somebody in Ontario, Canadia, I can tell Zachary that Peetz does not have to worry about finding food and shelter. Zach is full of shit.
I do think some aspect of it is related to like needing to pay the rent. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with old Peetz and Chantal once Chantal makes it back to Canada at the end of January, which is when she's supposed to be coming back. Now, outside of all of that stuff, there's also been some stuff with BBJ that I don't know the extent of. I think in a live stream, Peetz suggested that BBJ was maybe shaking or something.
Yeah, Peetz also was tossing BBJ around like a rag doll. Then he was like, well, she doesn't want her treats now. Peetz is a fucking asshole.
So people are concerned about that. I really don't have all the full details. And Judy's irritated. I don't know if you were able to hear that, but she was just like grumbling so much under her breath. And then the other thing is a lot of people have been speculating about if Chantal's really on a like break because people.
I already said to somebody else in my comments when they said Chantal was away, a break, or she's in trouble. I said, no way. She is just providing some time so she can come back and have people pay attention to her all over again after staying away on purpose. And after Zachary said this yesterday, January 10th, 2023, she posted another couples vlog on the same day, which she has now taken down. I don't know why. There's probably a mistake in it. I didn't save it. I don't want to react to it anyway because she was at an aquarium. I'm tired of Chantal exploiting animals because Chantal is less than an animal. So, no, she's not on a break. You're wrong about that too, Zach.
He's alluded to her taking a week-long break from the internet, although the internet really, in this case, seems to be YouTube since she's still posting on Instagram. A lot of people are actually speculating that it's not actually a break and that maybe her account got suspended or something like that. I don't really know how that works in terms of, like, if there's a way for YouTube to be like, you can't post for 7 days, but you can keep your channel. I haven't really seen that a whole lot on the YouTube world, but I also wouldn't be surprised. Like, I find it hard to believe that Chantal hasn't had some shit to talk on the internet for the past few days, because she has been off of YouTube at least for some time. Although also some people were speculating that she was in like sock accounts and other people's
Chantal saying that she admitted she got struck today. Don't believe Chantal. Okay, that's the rule of thumb. Don't believe what Chantal has to say.
Live streams and stuff like that. I think that's always a risky game to play when you accuse people of being other YouTubers, right? Like, it happens a lot with both Amberlynn and Chantal where people will be like, oh, this account that was in this live stream is 100% Chantal and her sock account or whatever. But anybody could pretend to be Chantal from a sock account, right? So like, you're never really, unless Chantal comes out and says, yeah, it was me, you're never really gonna be able to prove whether or not that was her, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her channel. I don't know what's going on with my channel in terms of covering her. If she would just do stupid stuff, like make stupid videos, go back to her fucking storytime mukbangs.
Well, those days are long past. You know, she makes fun of 9/11. She makes fun of kids. Like, I sound like a broken record. I sound like a broken record because guys like you keep giving these assholes passes. And you should be using your stronger voice to say, YouTube, seriously, Chantal needs to be out of here yesterday. And yeah, you probably have like a little drop of income because if she's not here, she'll be less of a draw to react to. Yet she could still be reacted to because you've built up an audience. I built up a little audience. Like, yours is 60 times the strength of mine. I get 1.5K per, and you get around 60K per on a good one. So you would lose a little bit of money if she was on Patreon where she belongs. Chantal doesn't deserve to be here. Why can't you just say that? Why would you omit that and give a pass to something that's evil and hateful towards LGBT people too?
I would be a much happier person, but it's hard to ignore at this point the number of videos I've made about her being a bigot. And that's not always the kind of content I want to make over here, you know?
Hey everybody, thanks for making it to the end of the video, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, because what would a Chantal video be if I didn't have to provide an update that she posted after the fact of me already filming this whole thing? So let me just show you this post that Chantal added. I did mention previously.
Thank you, Miriam. You know, when you take a stand, like I do, which is Chantal doesn't deserve to be on this platform anymore, other people withdraw, and he wants to enjoy the moral outrage that he purports to have, yet at the same time he won't say get her out of here. He won't.
That she had deleted the last post that I already read in this video, and then after I filmed this she posted this new one about the situation. So here we go.
He's giving her a pass because Chantal is evil. And enough already with Chantal. Chantal doesn't deserve to be making a handsome income around here. She shouldn't be rewarded for, like, I am not following the Islamic faith. It's not mine. I have respect for anybody who has a faith. And what she's doing is blasphemy. It's immoral and it needs to stop. I'm not trying to force him to say what I want him to say. I want him to do the right thing. Chantal doesn't deserve to be here. And if you think that Chantal deserves to be here and she's funny and she should have $16,000 a month, I guess we disagree.
Let me read it for you. It says, "One love. I want to correct my stance on LGBT. While my religion says it's haram to be LGBT, I support every human being who is kind, regardless of their sexuality. Frankly, personal choices are not my business, and we are all human at the end of the day and deserve to live with life freely without prejudice.
Oh, Chantal, what wisdom. This is all just horseshit to get people to pay attention to her so she makes money. If she was demonetized, she wouldn't be interested in all this attention. She's really just interested in the money. When she was high one time, somebody asked her during a stream, and I used to use it at the start of my reactions, where somebody said to Chantal, hey, if you weren't making money, would you do YouTube? She said, fuck no. Fuck no. So her being outrageous and then backtracking a step, like if she was really Muslim, she wouldn't be backstepping like this. This is all just to keep people not entertained. It's just invested with the saga of this dirty, vile, drug-abusing piece of shit. And so it makes money on the 22nd of every month. That's all. That's all.
We can all have differing views on matters, but we must respect one another as fellow humans. And to this I say this is not actually all that different than what she already fucking posted. And here's the thing. Oh, wait, first of all, let me also share the caption. My previous post was very impulsive. This is more accurately put into my words, my sentiments, re this topic. I apologize. So first of all, fuck impulsivity, because that's her excuse every fucking time she does something stupid on the internet.
The Zachary Michael funerals for Chantal and her fast food funeral, and that stuff was funny. I can respect Zachary as a good comedian, in that, you know, that sounds like it's like there's a qualifier in there. It's like, well, you know, he's a comedian. He's a smart guy too. I just wish he was calling for Chantal to be removed from the platform.
Second of all, I'm sick of this conversation of like, oh, my differing views are differing views. No, this is my life. This is how I live my life. This is a thing I cannot change about myself. It is not a matter of differing views. It's a matter of you being a bigot. Okay, so that's all I have to say about this update. I'm gonna kick it back to the old Zach that already filmed to wish you goodbye. But thanks for listening, friends.
Let me know what your thoughts are down below. That's, I think, all I have to say for the day. You know, it just is. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video, appreciated the thoughts and perspectives I shared about this situation. And if you're brand new, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to also leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. Have a great day. Bye!
Yeah, another day at the office. And he is just waiting on the fence for the next turd coming from Chantal. And over here, I want Chantal off the platform, because nobody should be allowed to come in here and make fun of 9/11 and to lure minors in from Omegala and bring them into a dirty talking live stream. Like that's the end of it. Get her the fuck out of here. She's not like a fellow creator. She's just someone that sits around here and just tells lies all the time. And yeah, react to her and make money. And if you got the gift for the gab, and you're a funny guy to listen to, make more money than the average guy. You know, unlike Peetz, I appreciate capitalism. Yet once Chantal does all those things, call for her to be removed from the platform, okay? And to wrap up with, yeah, I know that's a drag. System settings. I've been fighting with this audio all night. So that's to wrap up with, that he was saying that Peetz has to worry about if he can eat a meal and if he's got a place. And Zach, I can tell you from Ontario, Canadia, the same province that Peetz is in, he doesn't have to worry about eating a meal, and he doesn't have to worry about a place to stay. It will not be the Taj Mahal. It may not be filet mignon, yet he doesn't have to worry about food and shelter in Ontario, Canadia. And that's it. And by the way, as far as I'm concerned, I'm hiding behind this graphic because I've almost got myself down to the 50 pounds weight loss. I fell off the wagon a little bit, which is normal for people to do. However, I never went back above 300 pounds. And I'm going to keep hiding until I get that 50 pounds away so that I can do in the weigh-in. And as I check the fucking system settings again. Yeah, the microphone has a mind of its own. This is the worst it's ever been. When I take it into my editor to make the pre-recorded reactions, every once in a while, the microphone just goes down by itself. And a couple of times during live streams tonight, it's gone down by itself right across the whole night. So we're almost at a 1-year anniversary of Yaba going off camera. It's almost here. It's this month. And I want to have that 50 pounds down before I start making fun of Yaba. Nah, I don't believe it. She's just trying to create interest. The only thing that matters is that red stripe saying the channel is gone. I don't believe it. I'm not saying you're a liar. I mean, maybe you're right. I just don't believe it myself. Yeah, Chantal's done too many evil things. And he's not calling her out for evil and saying, let's get rid of the evil, get it off this platform. He's keeping it all light and funny. And it's not light and funny. Like there's Chantal making fun of kids. You know, like it just happened and she got drunk and high and was making fun of it. Like set aside the gender things and being straight and gay. Like, doesn't that make Zachary angry as an American? Apparently it doesn't make him angry. It should make him angry enough to say, get this Canadian piece of shit off this platform. Go to Patreon where you belong, or you can go to the Canadian platform, Rumble, and you can make like, I don't know, $2 in a month. Give her a send off like that. Thank you, ma'am. Well, it's this. There's an old saying, all that it takes for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. And I take Zachary for being a good person, and he's doing nothing. Chantal is beyond just being vile. She's evil, and good people should be calling for her to be removed from the platform, and he won't do it. I mean, if anything, I'm sort of like being an activist, right? Like, what do other people sometimes say? You know, no justice, no peace, or silence equals complicity, something like that. Well, look at him. You know, everything's all happy and funny to him, and it isn't. Chantal luring minors in here to lead them into a dirty talking live stream is unforgivable, and good people should be saying, get rid of him. Get rid of Chantal. It's the thing is, like, I make peanuts in a month, yet because I make peanuts in a month, I know how much money this guy is getting by giving her a fucking pass. He squawks at her, yet he gives her a pass. Well, it sure doesn't look like he wants her to leave, huh? Does it look like he wants her to leave? Zachary sure looks like he wants Chantal to stay around here. I don't think Chantal's really suspended. Mm-hmm. He mostly covers Amberlyn Reed. I don't know if what the mathematics on that are. Maybe it's like 55%. He covers a hell of a lot of Chantal and makes a hell of a lot of money out of it. Yeah, Valium. He would be saying that Chantal has no place on this platform. Bigotry has no place on the platform. Homophobia has no place in the platform. YouTube, please get rid of Chantal. He doesn't want her to leave. He gets to have his cake and eats it too. Over here, I want Chantal out of here. And it's just not me, advocating for censorship. Let her go to fucking Patreon OnlyFans where she belongs. Thank you, Black Velvet. Why are we even having the conversation about yes or no? Chantal lured minors in here to talk sexual and dirty with them. And after she had her channel gone for 28 days, she was running around on Patreon still talking about that young man who was underage. She was still talking about his genitals. She was still talking sexy about that kid. And great work from Charlie Gold, because Charlie Gold saw it live. I didn't. And she said that kid was like 14 years old, soaking wet. Anywhere from 12 to 14. So it's like, Chantal, get the fuck off the platform and never come back. Yeah, it's tempting, From the peanuts that I get, I could just know how much he's getting. And he looks at that money and says, do I really want to successfully get Chantal off this platform? Of course no. The algorithm savior of the evening, Jay of Cornwall. Super JK! Super JK! Thanks for blessing us, Jay of Cornwall. We hope to bless you back. Super JK! Super JK! Super JK! Thanks, Jay of Cornwall. You're our first and only of the whole dang night. Thanks very much. And a channel member too. You can use them all, including me. And we're using your super chat to keep our head above water around here. Thanks very much, GM Cornwall. We don't know how much longer this show is going to last. However, we're leaving you up there for a little while at least. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you very much, Jay of Cornwall. And thank you, Super Jack Cab. We're going to leave that up there for a while, even though all of our footage is gone. I hope we're still friends, Sarah Lee. Digging Super Chat Cat. Miriam is saying that her cats go nuts every time I do that with Super Chat Cat. Super Chat Cat is looking at me, giving me a thumbs up right now. Let's drive it over. Let's see. We got an hour and 24 minutes. Let's hang around for an hour and a half. Let's do 6 more minutes. Thanks again, Jay of Cornwall, showing up at the tail end of this. All of our footage is gone, by the way. I got nothing else that goes with my thumbnail. We still got a nice, strong 41 folks coming by here this evening on very little notice, late in the evening. And by the way, I had something else planned. I was gonna talk about Charlie Gold using the the N word, as she was showing her disgust with Chantal, showing such disdain with her story about the 4 black men. And I thought that Charlie Gold did great doing that. And I was gonna run some of her footage, and I was gonna start by saying, "Hey, YouTube, I'm running footage of Charlie using the N word to make a point. Please don't go after me for it." And then Zachary posted this, and it was a lot easier. And then the idea for the thumbnail is a lot funnier. I mean, the whole idea was him saying, Peetz has to worry about a meal and has to worry about a place. I know they got the civilized world has welfare everywhere. So if in case Zachary didn't know, I just wanted Zachary to know that, Peetz doesn't have to worry about a meal. He doesn't have to worry about a place. All taken care of. It won't be the Taj Mahal, and it won't be filet mignon, yet he'll have food and shelter. That was my whole fucking point of the whole reaction. And I think the thumbnail was super funny. Pink Unicorn. I always believed that Peetz came out for views, and that's it. Yeah, that's also the part of it that I don't see Zachary raising. That he could say this is all probably, it could all be horse shit. He won't even try that on. If Peetz says he's part of the LGBT community, Zachary accepts him. Zachary should be using his comedic talents to go, I don't know if it's even real coming from Peetz. Like all that they care about is the keeping the channel hot and money. And I'm talking about Chantal. Zachary's a talented guy. He's got a fun voice, gift of the gab. It's just that, there comes a time where good people got to say, get Chantal off the platform. I don't, Sarah Jane, just saying, who had who on? Shannon's been on French Fry Girl's channel. Oh, that's right. French Fry Girl has been on Just Saying's channel. Just Saying uses the animal, the simulated animal, right? The cartoon computer generated puppet thing, right? I don't follow them. I don't like. Once in a while, I'll grab a clip from Just Saying, and I'll put $5 down or a buck. I don't hang around that chat. I don't follow French Fry Girl in the least. I've seen a few episodes. When French Fry Girl, at first I tried to make friends with her because she's here in Canadia, and it didn't work. Yeah, Pink Unicorn. Peetz says he wants to be a woman, yet he grows his beard. It makes no sense. Like, guys who are transitioning, they work at it, and they're not going to maintain a beard. They shave it off and get rid of it. They're putting estrogen cream on their face, trying to make the beard, go away. Well, to be fair, Sarah Lee, Zachary actually said, I'm going to defend Peetz a little bit. That's what he said. I'm not going to put it back and watch the whole 25 minutes trying to find that again. He says he's defending Peetz a little bit. He was defending Peetz. And how come he's not saying, by the way, I could be wrong. Peetz is a fucking jerk. It was all soft and fuzzy for Peetz. Girl MacGyver, Peetz is an enabler and a parasite and co-signs Foodie Booty's bullshit, so he's as bad as her in my book. Thank you, Girl MacGyver. He will do or say anything to stay relevant, to keep cashing in and not work a real-life job. Yes, thank you. That's it. Chantal and her little buddies are just fucking losers that found a way to make money for free. That's it. And they just have to do sensational things, including Peetz saying, "Oh, he's going to transition," or I don't believe it's really happening. He's just a simp. And for fuck's sakes, it's like he still hangs around Chantal because he's got a thing for her. I always said he was a perfect man for her. because he's got no backbone, no matter what gender he prefers. And he's around Chantal too much. That's the one person that I believe that, she had a relationship with. Him. That's it. Because they live stream all the time and they're both in the same residence. That's the one part of what she offers. And besides being a warthog that eats shit all day long and gets high, is that they used to be together. Because it makes perfect sense. He's a pushover. He's a nobody. And she's a bully and an asshole. Those two are perfect for each other. And I'm glad I'm leaving. Well, when people super chat me, I let them hang around in the hold the comments for a little bit. The caption. That's what I felt when he first started talking about it. I actually did a fucking reaction to it. Now I remember. I did a reaction to it. What did I call it? Let me go. Can I go over and find it? Let's see. I have to go to my other because there's still some videos I haven't put back up since Chantal and Natter struck my channels. Okay, where did I put it? I don't even know what sections. I don't want to mess with it because this is still live, and I gotta put in for a review because YouTube holds all my lives. Anyway, I reacted to it and I said Peetz is never going to transition. You're never going to see him turn into a woman on that channel. And I said that as soon as he said he was going to transition. I said, this is horseshit. I don't believe it's legit at all. Hey, Sarah Lee's coming back to us. Peetz sympathizes with P-word people and abuses BBJ. He's a piece of shit. That's why, I'm honest with you guys. I never watched Peetz's channel. He's beneath contempt. The reason why I react to Chantal is because she's an active evil agent. Peetz is just a simp in all things. And I gave up on Peetz, wondering if he was on the spectrum or not, when he pretended to be inches away from doing self-harm. And then the next day, he was pretending to challenge, Natter. And then I gave up on him. I said, okay, you're just fucking evil. Maybe you're not the smartest guy in the world. I don't believe you're, on the spectrum. You don't deserve any fucking sympathy. You're not really depressed because depressed people are not cunning and aggressive like that. Pink unicorn. Peetz is afraid to go to the dentist, but he's going for a sex change. Yeah, as if. Well, SLH, I hope somebody's got some footage of that. Merrim, he could do better. Yeah, I don't hate that. No, you didn't say that I hated Zach. I appreciate talent. He's got some talent. And the guy that's got all the talent is the real crochetter, who unfortunately wasn't here this evening. I would have put him on. As I said, Sarah Lee's coming back to us. Peetz said he wants to transition because he thinks life will be easier as a woman. So if he realizes his life won't change because he identifies as a woman, he will go back to being a man. So I'm sure that Jay of Cornwall will not mind me setting over here to put up a lady's comment. And you're both channel members too. Thanks again, Jay of Cornwall, for supporting the algorithm hero of the evening. That, when Zachary is saying that, people who are LGBT, they can't choose anything. For most of them, I 100% agree. They're not making a choice. That's just who they are, and I believe everybody should be who they are. There ain't no hate over there. And like I said, about almost 50% of my favorite rock and roll performers are gay. And I don't have a problem with them at all. However, I don't believe everything that Zachary's got to say. Some people are just screwing around, and Peetz is just screwing around. Peetz is just fucking around and making weird choices. I mean, so people do that too. The majority? No, the majority don't do that. The majority, LGBT, okay, let's just say alphabet people before I fuck it up. The majority of alphabet people really are for real, born that way. And then there's people like Peetz. So Peetz is a terrible example because he's fucking around. Yeah, I think it's inaccurate to believe that 100% of people who identify as LGBT are saying they have no choice in it. Like Peetz is the example of somebody who's fucking around. And I don't believe Peetz. Yet how could we tell if it's really true or not, right? It's only because Peetz hangs around with Chantal that we know, and he participates as a co-signer on her lies and other horse shit, that we can't trust him. And you know what the funny thing is? I don't think that Chantal and Bibi were ever together anything more than roommates. And in the same way that Chantal's pretending to be married to Salah right now, I think she also was pretending to be in a relationship with Bibi. And I think at the very most, Nader might have done her once if he was high on stimulants and hallucinogens and Viagra all at the same time and didn't even know what he was doing. Just once. And Peetz is the only guy that I would credit with. He probably somehow made it work before she became 450 pounds. And he's the only one I believe that actually been with her. Yeah, Peetz is actually making a mess of these issues. And Zachary doesn't have the intellect to realize that defending and upholding Peetz is actually shooting his own causes in the fucking foot. See, things are getting really good now after we've been on for an hour and a half, after the footage is all gone. Because you guys have shown up. We got 50 people here. That's excellent. Now we're having a fun talk. And again, I'm sorry for hiding behind this fucking graphic. It's just, I have to make sure those 50 pounds are lost. And I do a live weigh-in with 2 different scales. And I got to do it before Yaba hits the first anniversary of not going on camera anymore. Yes, agreed. Peetz and Chantal are perfect for each other. You know, they say sometimes the right person for you is, right under your nose. In that case, yeah, those two should get together. Thank you, Jay of Cornwall. I'm 3 minutes behind in the comments. Yes. Yes. Well, the whole reaction was about it's short, right? So I can deal with it. I can watch the whole thing. The Chantal things are and even though I really like Charlie Gold, her most recent live was too long. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I wanted to. It just because of the stuff I got to. I doubt that she comes in here and watches all of what I do, ever. Even though I got a Charlie Gold custom emoji in here, and she did the best reaction ever. When she went on that Amegala thing really fast, when she reacted to it. I mean, Yaba said that Chantal got porno bombed, and Charlie Gold gave Chantal hell. And I respect Charlie Gold for that. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah. That's so that was that's what I was trying to say. I'm sorry for rambling. Which was the Zachary material was 25 minutes. I figure I can watch all of it. He said about having to worry about eating a meal and having a place. And I just wanted to tell Zachary, buddy, here, there's more than enough welfare to take care of Peetz. He doesn't have to worry about food and shelter. Well, I figured Yaba, there might have been a small chance she was going to surprise us and go on a diet and come back. And even though her personality is disgusting, I still think Yaba's a cute person. She's a backstabbing piece of white trash, hillbilly white trash. It's just so cute. Oh, dear. So if there was any chance that she was going to come back after a year and she's a skinny mini, and she would be dropping some hints. It's just there's no hints, and I think she's comfortable, being huge. The temptation's too great. You go off camera, you're not trying anymore. Miriam, I don't know what those things are either. Hello, Daria. Channel member Daria, thanks for coming by. I've been doing a lot of talking. I guess you can still hear me okay? I mean, it's not like really, really quiet, is it? My microphone is sitting, the input volume is in the middle, and the input level is actually pretty good. Well, there's been no complaints. I guess I'm doing all right. Cindy J says I sound totally fine. The volume was fine for the whole stream. Okay, so let me look at what I'm looking at here. The system settings, the input volume is just about right. When I'm talking, it's about 60 to 70% input level. And the input volume keeps resetting itself back to the middle. Huh. Maybe it's some part of the damn system which is smarter than I am. That sounds totally fine. And I was distracted by it the whole evening. Yeah, she did. Anyway, I mean, you can put that up there in a comment. I don't mind. I'm not going to go after her about it. Well, and her feeling is that this new character, the new character in the Chantal story is the one who has the same name as the Almighty in the Muslim faith, and I don't like. I know that now I say the Prophet Muhammad, I say Islam, Muslims, the hijab, Quran, mosque. I say it all. It's just that the new character, the guy with the goatee beard, the heavyset guy. It's Charlie's opinion that he's like a real jilted friend, and for me that guy is just another actor in on this horse shit, because he looks to be about 40, and why would a 40-year-old man act like a 15-year-old girl? So just because I disagree with Charlie on a few things, not that she worries about what I got to think or say, I still really dig her channel. Cindy J says the sound was so good, I lulled her to sleep with it. Thank you, Cindy J. And really, thank you. That's what I'm hoping for. Well, I got frazzled by it. I should have just said, is the sound okay, and just move forward with that. Yeah, that guy. That guy. No, I wasn't saying you're going after her. No, you weren't. You weren't going after her. I'm sorry if I made it sound like that. Florida, nice place to be from. I believe there's a Hollywood, Florida, and I know that John Anderson, a country music singer that I like, is originally from Florida. His first band was called the Weed Seeds. He also did a song about blow, blow, Seminole wind. I think I might have mentioned that before when you said Florida. Yes, again, so I wasn't saying you're going after it. And I thought it was really the perfect use of the N-word for Charlie to use it and insinuate properly that Chantal's disdain put on, the four black guys, whether they existed or not. And I don't think they did. I thought that was all made up. That Chantal was, referring to them and treating them in such a mean way that Chantal was doing everything except using the N-word. And of course, as a black person, Charlie Gold has the right to use that word and send it back to bad creatures such as Chantal. And I wanted to run that and talk about it. And then Zachary did this, and I figured it'd be faster to do this. I might get around to the Charlie Gold stuff too. Thank you, Cindy J. Yeah, that guy with the A word, the A name. He did, his channel did, get up to what he needed to do live streams. And yes, there is a Hollywood in Florida. CCP loves John Anderson. I like fried chicken like a country boy should, and everything that's finger licking good. Speaking of finger licking good, I can't find my way into the hidden menu on my iPhone for KFC Canada. They say what you do is you press the button for the chicken drumstick, and then you put your finger on the menu and pull it down and hold it for 11 seconds. It's 11 seconds for 11 herbs and spices. And then you get the kernel magically appears and goes, here's the secret menu. I can't get it to work. It's probably because it's a Canadian version. Oh, I think all of it is made up because she said she wanted to punch him. And she said that he's stealing things from work and selling them on the black market. Now, if you, I talk a lot of shit about people. I'm not going to say I want to assault them. And I'm not going to say that they're actually stealing things from work and selling them on the black market. That's not just like that. If that was what I did, which I didn't, that's like well, criminal libel is almost totally gone. You could argue it. Anyway, that goes beyond saying somebody's a fucking asshole or saying somebody's fat or a jackass or a hypocrite and all the rest of that stuff. And so Chantal said that she wanted to punch that guy. And she said that the guy with the A name is stealing things from work and selling them on the black market. Now, if any of that stuff was true, he could have gone to the police or something or sent some authorities to go get her. Or he could have complained to YouTube. That's, to me, says it's all bullshit. And there's no way, despite Chantal's aggressive personality, even she's not stupid enough, if that was real, to go to Kuwait and be on the other side of the world, far away from Canadia protection, and say that stuff about a man in Kuwait. Fuck no. That, to me, says it's all baloney. Yeah, Charlie takes what the A word guy has to say as being tea, and I disagree on that point. So that's just, you can have a disagreement. And I respect Charlie. I would never, type something in her chat saying, "Hey, here's what I think." It's no. Because she did the best reaction ever. She got in on the Amegala thing fast. She did a great job and is largely single-handedly responsible for getting Chantal yeeted. And I wish it would have remained permanent. That was just where Chantal deserved to be, on Patreon and OnlyFans. Just desserts at last. Yes. The Dollar General. I wish we had the Dollar General here in Canadia. We have a Dollarama. We have Dollar Tree. And that's it. That's all I see. I remember Yabba likes to go to the Dollar General. I still remember. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it's true, eh? Yeah. And we could all have a betting pool when she would give up. It's like who wants to take the first 15 minutes? Oh, wait a minute. What clip did you want? I think she was disallowed from doing something. I don't think she was outright banned from Patreon. Because when I was a member of the Patreon, she was nude more on Patreon than she was on OnlyFans. Because I signed up for both. The first time she went to OnlyFans, I didn't sign up for it. And when she lost her channel here, I did sign up for OnlyFans. It was my first time trying OnlyFans. And I signed up for Patreon. And when she was on Patreon, she had about 40 people watching her live. And like every 5 minutes, she would just pull up her shirt because she wanted to screw around with the people on YouTube who were live stream sniping her. And apparently that nudity is allowed there as long as you sign in and, verify your age. Yep. Yeah, it could be. Well, that's another part of it. It's like, if anybody here thinks that, I'm hating on Zachary, I'm just disappointed in his choices. He's an excellent pet parent. That dog of his is always well groomed. He takes it for walks. You can tell the dog is at its ease and loves him. And that's another reason for him to despise Peetz. Like, if you're mean to animals, I write people off. You know, Peetz is tossing BBJ around, and Peetz knows that cat is like 100 years old. It's like, now she doesn't want her treats. Yeah, fuck Peetz. I wish. You see, I had to stop myself. Peetz was throwing BBJ around, right? And I almost said, I wish somebody would. And then I stopped myself because that's how dangerous it is. And there's Chantal saying she wanted to punch that A-word guy. And she gets to keep her channel. It's because that guy is working with her. That's my assessment. I only got still pictures from that. I didn't buy any of our extra videos. That was a learning experience. You get on OnlyFans, and then the models are always trying to sell you an extra video. Like you sign up to subscribe, you get in there, they give you pictures, and then like the videos, it's like always, oh, you want this one? It's $10. You want the other one? It's $40. Yeah, the struggle. Yeah. I'm glad to have 44 wonderful people here. And for all 44 of you, I just wish Zach would do a little more. I wish everybody would do a little more to say, Chantal, get off the platform. Zach is an excellent pet parent. And you know what? Who else is an excellent pet parent? The real crochetter. And the real crochetter isn't too quiet crazy about Zachary either. Crochetter, I needed you. Yeah, Chantal is such a witch to leave that cat alone at that age. Well, good for you. You got it for free. I remember that bath bomb. Oh, I'd like to hope for a few more months. I just can't see that guy. I got to come up with a better name for him than the A word, the A name guy. Like, of all names he could have, it's a slightly differently spelled version of the name for the Almighty in the Muslim faith. How awkward is that? Because I don't want to show any disrespect. Like, I'll mention all the other names, all the other important things, yet this guy, the A character in her story, I can't mention his name. Because it sounds just like, the other proper name for the Almighty in the Muslim religion. Geez, I wonder what it feels like to have all that coin, huh? Like, there was that one magic night when it was... I'm trying to remember the name of the other lady. Of course I remember. Cheryl Gallerin. And the other lady was Squeegee Bee, who I've never seen here again. I thought she was very ill. That's why we didn't see her around here. Anyway, people just want to, back off from the channel. That's cool. If there was one magic night, I got like $1,000 in super chats from the two of them combined. And I got the iPhone 13. And can you imagine, like, guys like Zachary, they get like thousands of dollars all the time. Yeah, I might call him Alan. That's pretty good. Yeah, when did I do this stream? I did it like late at night. I started like 10 minutes before midnight here, Eastern Standard Time. So I have weird hours, so I miss her sometimes. So getting back to like the coin that a guy like Zachary makes, I guess it's really tempting not to rock that boat. Yeah, that was just like another reason. It's like Zachary is an excellent pet parent, and Peetz is a neglectful piece of shit. Chantal's a neglectful piece of shit. All the more reason to write Peetz off. Okay, we're past 2 hours, and I forgot to sing. So let's keep going to 2:05. Then maybe I'll remember to sing at 2:05. Or sing at 2:04. Or 2 or 3. Around there. I also wish that Zachary would have said, Peetz hates the United States of America. He hates capitalism. And I love capitalism, and I love the U.S. of A. I'm also an environmentalist, too. You can be a capitalist and still be an environmentalist. If there's a product or a service out there that is environmentally unfriendly, just starve it for money. Ask it to change. If it doesn't change, then kill it off from the marketplace. Just like way back in the day when people did with McDonald's. That you keep putting those Burger King, you keep putting those Big Macs in those styrofoam clamshells, we're not going to buy them. Yes. That's it. That's one of the reasons why I can't watch, even just for shits and giggles to find out what she's doing. Chantal's emergency Beezer fund and a channel member says Peetz can do something to a porcupine something for all you can. Hey, I'll put it up. Good one. And getting back to Girl MacGyver. That's one of the reasons why I can't watch Frenchie. It's like every 5 seconds someone's giving her $20. Thank you, Girl MacGyver. Yes, yes. Yes, they are. Yeah, she doesn't. She leaves everything till the fucking end. At least she did the last time I could sit through one of her lives. She doesn't want to slow the show down. She gets so much that she doesn't want to slow down the show, saying thanks to everybody. Well, she does say thanks to some along the way. Yet the last time I was watching her, I guess it was a while back, we'll thank everybody at the end or something. I don't know. If I don't know about something, I admit it. I was there for a Frenchie stream where she mentioned me once, and another one where she gave Chantal a pass for making fun of 9/11. Frenchie's words were, when somebody confronted her about it, Chantal wearing the blonde wig and saying, well, that Beezer incorporated character of hers. And Frenchie said, that's not offensive. I wanted to see, I got to stop myself too. What I want to say. Like, what do you mean that's not offensive? That's super offensive. Anyway. So I haven't been around since. I mean, like a channel like French Fried Girl, it works to support Chantal. Here, let me just go to Frenchie's channel right now. Hang on. Let me just see the most recent Frenchie thumbnails. French. I still got them all on speed dial. Okay. Okay, what does she got? In her video section, her four most recent are Chantal's spiritual journey in Cuba, What's Up, Deleted Live, Pumped Up Kicks. That was 2 days ago. I guess that was a reposting. 2 hours and 49 minutes. And Peetz loses it when asked about BBJ. This is so cruel. 4,100 views 5 hours ago. Let's go to her lives. Her 8 most recent lives are Doherty Dozen, deleted Foodie Booty Rages from Kuwait, deleted Ray's stream Foodie Booty comes out for Salad's ex-friend and doxes. Yeah, I don't believe they're fighting. I believe they're working together. Alla, she made me say it. Alan spills all about Foodie Booty and Salad's fake marriage. No, the friendship is fake too, Frenchie. The Doherty Dozen again, Rockhead Olympics, the Doherty Dozen, and BBJ. Nothing there about the racism against black people. Nothing there. You see, there's so much to react to, huh? That doesn't have to do with following Chantal's phony story. French Fried Girl doesn't pay attention to the racism. And I did. And of course, Charlie did too. I got right on it. I said Foodie Beauty, the racist YouTube channel. And let me go check fucking Yaba, who I'm sure also is ignoring it. All she ever does is lives. Let me go to the lives. Her 8 most recent lives are, she's got Negs, then she's got DC Media Girl, then she's got a typewriter, then she's got the Alan guy. I think that Alan name will probably stick for me. Then she's got Salah. Then she's got the deleted something from Chantal. Then now she's going after Life of a Free Spirit. Then she's going after Life of a Free Spirit again. You see, Yaba doesn't want to pay attention to Chantal's bold racism against black people either. Frenchie doesn't care, and Yaba doesn't care. I do. I'm going to go to my channel. Foodie Booty Reaction Channel. 8 days ago, I posted Foodie Beauty, the racist YouTube channel. 8 days ago. How many views have I got? 664. And I'm not blaming you guys on that one. The algorithm doesn't like me. Let me get out of that. Let me get back here to you guys here. Mm-hmm. She's probably on a Zoom call with Peetz and Alan. That's probably about right. That sounds about right. Wait, who's the she? Are you talking about Frenchie or Chantal? Yeah. 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 And because there's so many people on the live stream, folks want to get a couple minutes. And so you got to pay just to get a couple minutes. Oh, okay, Miriam, thanks. Mm-hmm. Because they work together. You want to know how you tell that I'm not friends with Chantal? Because I had to take down all my Chantal videos for like almost 3 weeks. That doesn't happen to Frenchie. See, there you go. See? I believe it too. And that's a provocative title I gave it too. The racist YouTube channel. That should have done a hell of a lot better than that. I don't mean like 10,000. I mean like at least a couple thousand. Not even 700 views. Thank you very much, Girl MacGyver. That sounds like something MacGyver would do. And it also sounds like something a girl MacGyver would do, which is very clever. Fucking Peetz. Always squawking with US of A. Where does DC come from? Where does Marvel come from? USA. Almost all the fun stuff comes from the United States of America, including Atari, which celebrated their 50th anniversary last year. American ingenuity. Bringing dreams and fun to everybody. Yeah, like there's something like YouTube in Canada. It's called Rumble. I guess Chantal should be there too with Peetz. I looked at it once. What a mess. Well, I'm glad that you include me in it. All of us in it. Thank you, Cindy J. Thanks, Girl MacGyver. Does anybody know what his little... Does he have a little neon light in the background? I don't hate this guy. What's that neon light in the background say? Is that an imitation neon light? No, I don't hate him. Wouldn't it be just fantastic if he said, Chantal, get off of this platform. You have no place here. Oh, well. Wishing for the best in people. Don't hold your breath. That was funny. That was funny. I always thought, I never got tired of that. When he does this thing at the start and he calls it Flobby Bobby, the Chantal show, all the rest of that stuff, that's boring. When he goes, ma'am. I still like Crochetter much better. Crochetter is having much more talent. Crochetter is going to show up just when I'm about to fall asleep. I'm losing all my energy here. The footage is all gone. That's when Crochetter is going to show up, but I'm just about to collapse. Yeah, he would call everything ma'am. Yeah, well, since Rumble is Canadian, they should apply for a government grant to develop their platform. And a team of government-funded consultants can come over. I do a great Alex is shook. Let me get something to drink. I just have to get in the right frame of mind. Because when that FBRC called the Adonis grocery store, I'd have to say that was the ultimate Karen move because it was not necessary. You tried to go IRL doing cow tipping as Yaba's advised not to do. And you did it. It was just irresponsible, not necessary. I'm surprised Chantal didn't have you charged. It totally was stalking and harassment, even though you're hundreds and hundreds of miles away, and it was at the height of COVID. I don't have enough energy left to keep that character going. So disappointed in people. He attacked me, and then I made a video about him saying, do you know that COVID is real and all the stores in Canada are telling people to go home? And people were like, why are you attacking Alex is shook? He fucking attacked me. What are you talking about? Yeah, we're all falling asleep. You got a great microphone, too. That's the only time I ever pay attention. I was blowing through there one time I said, wow, what is that microphone? Left a comment, never heard anything back. I had no beef with the guy. And then he says, like, calling the grocery store was the ultimate caring. Oh, fuck, I just drove over 215. I like to leave on a multiple of 5. 210, 215, 220. Yeah, Zachary probably be a whole lot of fun to be friends with. He's an excellent pet parent. Good guy. I just wish he was calling for Chantal to be out of here. And Zachary, mentions everybody else, all the big shot reactors. And Chantal will actually talk about me every now and then. You guys know. I'm not lying. Yet he'll never mention me. That's all right. Having real Crescetta mention me is more important. Okay, I'm going to try to hit it at 12:20 a.m. Let's see. I'll start singing the song around 12:18 and a half. And try to maybe 12:18:40. 12:18:40. I'm going to start singing. Okay. Yes, real Crescetta is awesome. I'm going to try to orchestrate it that I start the song and I finish it at like 2:20 and change. Oh, shucks. Girl MacGyver, how can they ignore you? You got a fun name and a fun avatar. It's coming. It's coming, Cindy J. It's coming. I think I'm going to hit it around in 30 seconds from now. I'm going to start singing around like 18:40 and try to finish off at like 12:20 a.m. I guess I could finish at 12:20 no matter what, because it's just me hiding behind this graphic. Oh, if I tell you the story of the song, then I'm going to, yes, I wrote the song and the lyrics. And Real Crescetta redid it for me. 3, 2, 1. Chantal, she carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. Chantal, she carries the weight. Yeah. Chantal, oh, she carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. Chantal, Chantal, Chantal. She rolls out of bed with nothing better to do. She rolls right back to bed after the muck bangs through. She make a mess, she make a couple of dollars. She gonna do it again. It's all too much for you to understand. Come on, sing it again. Chantal, oh, she carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. Chantal, oh, she carries the weight, yeah. Chantal, she carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. Chantal, 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 Chantal. Chantal. Wow.